Good Sunday morning, South Carolina weather watchers. I'm your meteorologist, Joseph Peterson, and let's go in and talk about the weather for your Sunday. Starting off, what is going on right now throughout the entire state of South Carolina? Well, right now we're looking at nice, dry conditions statewide, but if we go on and scroll our way out, see what's going on throughout the entire U.S., we do in fact have some rainfall going on over in areas like Pennsylvania, going over into areas of like New York, even going on over inside of New England and then Nebraska, South Dakota, Montana, northern Idaho. All these areas right now receiving rainfall. Even inside of Washington, you're seeing rainfall right now. Florida, Mississippi, Alabama, Texas. And then in terms of cloud cover over here in the state of South Carolina, we are seeing some in the low country, PD, Grand Strand, even portions of the northern Midlands going into the Piedmont areas as well. These areas all receiving cloud cover. But then if you look up into like the upstate, for example, or the central Midlands, you're starting to see some cloud cover activity that is kind of not so dense as areas like in the low country and in the PD, but it's kind of just light. And then if we want to take a look at our cloud cover for the future, push this forward going into this afternoon, moving on into the evening hours. Cloud cover activity kind of just scattered, not too widespread, still isolated. And as you go all the way to around 8 p.m., 9 p.m., and onward to around 12 a.m. or so, cloud cover activity through the Midlands, through the Low Country, through the PD areas. And then as you move all the way into Monday morning, here this is going into Monday afternoon, cloud cover activity goes through the upstate, the Midlands, the Low Country, the Grand Strand, the PD areas, all these areas getting cloud cover again going into tomorrow afternoon. Now, in terms of our current temperatures right now, we're talking about 79 in Somerville, 79 in Charleston, 80 Beaufort in 80 inside of Hilton Head Island, 79 Orangeburg in Columbia as well as Sumter, 78 Murrells Inlet and 78 in Conway, 78 Florence and 76 in Greenville, 77 in Spartanburg. Air quality for today, we are looking all right. Up there in the upstate, there's a moderate risk of air quality. Everybody else is in the good area. If you're in the yellow, make sure that you're paying attention for that air quality for today. High temperatures for today, we're talking about 89, Spartanburg, 90, Greenville, as well as 92 in Columbia, 92 inside of Orangeburg, and 92 in Charleston, 91 Hilton Head Island, and 91 also inside of Georgetown, 88 Myrtle Beach, and 92 in Kingstree. We're going to take a look at those heat index values for today, going to continue to stay in that 100-degree range in areas of like the low country, the Grand Strand areas. Everybody else going to be in the 90s and the 80s. Winds for today are going to be nice and calm, maybe around 3 to 5 miles per hour inland, maybe a bit more. And then the coastal areas getting up to around 10. And we look at those wind gusts probably maxing out at around 15, 16, 17 at the max. Everybody else going to be at around 8, 9, 10 miles per hour or so. Rainfall for the next 24 hours, 100th of an inch to a 10th of an inch in areas like Kingstree going on into Moncks Corner, Walterboro, Barnwell. Those are just a couple of areas that could receive that rainfall without flash flooding. 10th of an inch to a quarter of an inch possible for Charleston, Georgetown, and then maybe even a half an inch to, or a quarter of an inch to a half an inch for areas like other areas in Berkeley County, maybe Beaufort County, without thunderstorm and flash flooding activity. So this is kind of just an estimate of what we may see. Areas can move, areas can change. Overall, we're just going to have to wait until it actually happens. Crazy score for today. We're at a 3 right now for this morning. It's nice right now. I mean, yeah, we have some cloud cover going on for sure, but nothing. The entire state's not cloudy right now, and multiple areas are reporting kind of some mostly clear conditions. So right now, things aren't really that bad. Right now, things are not really that bad right now as we go over into right today. SPC outlook, we do have a marginal risk of severe weather today for areas of the low country, the Grand Strand, the PD, the southern Midlands. If you're in the dark green, you have a 5% risk of damaging wind gusts of up to 60 miles per hour. If you're in the light green, you have a risk for some strong storms today. And then if you're not in the green at all, you're in the white or the bland up there in the upstate, you have no risk of a thunderstorm, even though, it's still summertime, so I wouldn't be shocked if one does occur up there, because as we know, storms do not respect boundaries. It's going to happen wherever it wants to happen at. But the upstate definitely needs to watch, even though y'all maybe not included inside of that risk for today. And then in terms of excessive rainfall, no risk of excessive rainfall as you go here into this morning, going into the rest of the day. So today honestly doesn't really look that bad. And then finally, as we go in and take a look at the models real quick, we're going to start off here at 9 o'clock in the morning. Go in and push this forward. And as we get to around 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., you're starting to see some rainfall activity get going near the coastal areas. But as you get to around 6 p.m., going all the way to around 8 p.m. or so, 9 p.m. even, shower and storm activity still going on throughout the Midlands. And then here's 12 o'clock in the morning. Look at all this shower and storm activity that we have in areas of the eastern parts of the state. This continues all the way through to like 4 o'clock in the morning. So it's going to be a rainy day for a good amount of people today, but it's definitely going to be more dry than the past couple of days that we have been seeing. And I will say that we definitely just still need to watch, especially if you're in the low country, the PD, the Grand Strand areas. And like I said, the upstate, upstate doesn't really look a whole doesn't really look too active for thunderstorm activity. So, maybe there won't be any thunderstorm activity up there in the upstate today, kind of like how the forecast said. But just keep an eye on it anyway. But that's pretty much all I have to say there in terms of the models. Here is the tropics map right here. As you can see, disturbance 1, I'm not going to really talk about that much. That's not going towards us. Disturbance 2, I'm not going to talk about this that much, even though it is an invest right now, and some development of the system is possible. It has a 20% chance over the next 48 hours. This is going to go north. And then this area down here, this is the area that I'm watching for. A tropical wave is expected to move off of the west coast of Africa on Monday, and an area of low pressure could form in association with the wave early this week. Environmental conditions are forecasted to become marginally conducive for development, and a tropical depression could form by the middle to latter portion of the week, while the system moves generally west. So this has a chance of forming, and this could impact us later on. But for right now, it hasn't even formed yet. We have a lot more forecasting to do before we can even get a specific idea on what this could potentially do. But for right now, this could be something to watch for as we move over into next week. So make sure that your hurricane plans are in place. That's all that I have to say. If you have not hit the like button yet or the subscribe button yet, please go ahead and do so. We're trying to get to 900 subscribers by the end of September. Also hit the share button, share with your friends, your family members, your acquaintances, people that you don't talk to regularly, because it's free and it always will be. But I will be back going into tonight with your 8 o'clock p.m. forecast update. Make sure that you're there for that and hit those 2 buttons before you leave if you are new.